Happy New Year's, everybody, as we roll into 2020 with a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees the release of the comic book crime drama Joker hitting store shelves, along with the period piece horror drama The Lighthouse. And Scream Factory is reissuing a sold out limited edition Blu-ray combo of Deathstalker and Deathstalker 2, plus much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we're at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in, ring in the new year, and let's see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at Walmart here with this display for Joker. Nice, not bad at all. Look at this, really cool. Of course, they have that iconic dancing on the steps scene with Joker. Very nice. They have that here. And the first thing I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital of Joker for $24.96. They have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital for $29.96. They also have the DVD over here for $16.96, and it's actually really cool because it has all different artwork depending on what you get, which we rarely see that nowadays. I've seen a few last year, but it's great to ring in the new year with one that has all three different cover arts, because you have this one for the DVD, which is really cool, sort of looking at his mirror self, but you know, one Joker, one just regular Arthur. You have the other one with him kind of, you know, looking sort of little sad and sympathetic, sort of Joker look right there. And you also have one where he's looking a little bit more sinister and creepy. Not bad, actually. Really cool, like, cover art that they have, man. Again, depends on what fan of media you are, but it's actually really cool that they have three different cover arts for you guys to choose from. That's really awesome, man. I think it's really cool indeed, man. That's really awesome. And John and I did a spoiler review on Joker. You can catch it on the movie review playlist. I'll also put a link down below in the description if you guys want to hear our full and complete thoughts on the movie. And when we saw the trailer, man, that, you know, we were instantly intrigued. With that trailer was amazing, and you know, just having this be a Joker movie and Joaquin doing Joker, we thought that's a really interesting and unique thing. And I don't know what this movie's going to be. It could be really great, or it could be really terrible and garbage and not very good at all. And it, you know, it was a gamble going into the movie. You just didn't know what you were going to expect. And we left it really amazed by the movie, man. We love this movie so much. The performances are fantastic. Joaquin is absolutely amazing and stunning in this movie, and I've been a fan of Joaquin Phoenix for a long time, man. Way back in like the days of Space Camp, if you guys remember that movie, Space Camp, way long ago, man. I've been a big fan of his. His work is absolutely amazing. He's a wonderful actor. He does a phenomenal job here as Joker, playing this guy that's so messed up and has so many issues, and just a really conflicted and complicated character. He does an amazing job here. Robert De Niro does. Everybody does a great job. Even Todd Phillips, man, who directed this, and he's mainly a comedy director, but he hit this one out of the park, man. Everything about this is absolutely amazing, and it's more of an actual, like, original story for the Joker compared to some of the stuff from the comic books. It takes a few things from the comic books, but mainly it's more of an original story than anything else. But this is a phenomenal movie, man. You know, about a guy gone mad and a world gone crazy, and him having to adapt to that world. So fantastic, so amazing, guys. Highly recommend this, just for Joaquin Phoenix performance alone. But the whole movie is truly a masterpiece. It is true. It honestly is, guys. Well worth your time. If you guys haven't checked it out, definitely do it. You guys clearly won't be disappointed, or at least I don't think you guys will be disappointed. But definitely let me know what you guys think. But that is really cool, man, that they have the different artwork here, man. You don't see that very often, but it's really cool to see it, man. And not a bad display at all, man. Not bad. All right. Let's see what else Walmart's got. And now we're over in this section over here, guys, with the new releases. And the first thing I'm seeing over here is they have The Devil's Machine, the Blu-ray DVD combo pack for $14.96, the DVD for $9.96 right here. Huh, look at that cover art. That's actually pretty cool. Kind of looks like almost like a devilish looking Terminator or something. What has died lives again. Interesting. What is this about? Brandon Cole is an antique expert hired to authenticate a cursed 300-year-old clockwork doll for £1 million. Takes hold, becomes more and more sinister. Huh, that's interesting. Kind of like the curses befalling them and making them hate each other and turning them against one another. Very interesting. There are certain like movies where like it's sort of like a cursed artifact or something, like The Possession or something like that, where it's cursed and they have to figure out the curse and how to defeat it. This is pretty much one of those type of movies, guys. Interesting. Looks actually kind of interesting. If you know anything about The Devil's Machine, let me know, guys. Interesting on that one. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD of Crown Vic for $9.96 with Thomas Jane. It's actually been a while since I've seen Thomas Jane in anything, man. Been a long while, dude. I used to really love Thomas Jane, but he doesn't really do much stuff anymore, unfortunately. From producer Alec Baldwin. Okay, interesting. Right and wrong isn't always black and white. Crown Vic takes us on one memorable night in the life of a veteran patrol officer, ambitious rookie cop. Oh, so it's kind of like, well, kind of reminds me of like Training Day or something like that. Kind of reminds me of those type of movies where it's like the crooked cop and it's like they're trying to survive the streets or something, or even like something like Street Kings with Keanu Reeves, something like that, a little bit more sort of gritty, and having to survive the mean streets of LA or something. Interesting, I mean, I gotta admit, I do like Thomas Jane though, man, or at least I've liked him back in the day, but it's been a while, man. It's been a while since I've really seen him in anything really good, but this looks like a gritty, interesting sort of evil cop drama type of stuff. Not bad. Crown Vic. They also have over here, they have Call of the Wilderness, the Blu-ray DVD combo for $14.96 and the DVD for $9.96 over here. And looks like a boy and his wolf dog. Okay, what is this about? Earthly lives in the Swiss Alps with his family farm. Trouble comes when their carriage breaks and their harvest falls off the side of a mountain. Okay, really bad luck. Earthly's family must take out a loan from a wealthy shopkeeper, and Earthly's must give up his beloved pet goat so they can survive the winter. Well, it's a lesson he's got to learn. You can't get everything you want, kid. Smallest bell for the winter festival. Aww. Decides to take matters into his own hands. It looks kind of a sweet little movie of a boy, helping out his family and, proving himself type of movie. I don't know, man. It looks paint by numbers to me. The cover's not bad, but it doesn't really blow me away though, guys. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pass on this one, but he learns you can't always keep your pet goat. It happens. Then I'm also seeing over here they have the Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Young, Fast, and Fierce for $14.96. The DVD for $9.96 right here. Kind of looks like a Fast and Furious ripoff. It kind of does. The Ride of a Lifetime. David, Luca, Kiki, Lilu, and Robin are four kids with a common dream to become part of the best street racing team in the world. They get this chance when they're invited to the castle. They must overcome their differences and become a true team to defeat their rivals, the Barracudas. Ooh, those badass kids. Those badass kids and their motorbikes. Oh, boy. Yes, this is pretty much a Fast and the Furious ripoff, just with younger kids. They're trying to get into the best street racing team in the world. Dude, if the best street racing team in the world are kids, then we got a lot of problems, man. Let me tell you. Wow. Okay. I guess? I don't know, man. This kind of looks kind of cheap and ridiculous. And yeah, the Fast and the Furious stuff is getting really crazy and over the top. But you know what, man? I'll take that over this stuff, man. You know, how fierce and badass can kids on a street racing thing be? I mean, really? Maybe, but I'm gonna guess not, though, guys. That's just my opinion. Definitely let me know what you think of Young, Fast, and Fierce. Good, bad? Cheapo copycat? Let me know. Then over here I'm seeing they have Being, the DVD for $9.96 and the Blu-ray DVD combo pack for $14.96. Ooh, I really like that cover, man. That's a cool cover. Nice. Angels, demons, they're beyond that. Oh, you got Lance Henriksen here. Ben Browder. Damn, I haven't seen Ben Browder in a while, man. Damn. Being. Small town native Joseph Byrne has been missing for 6 years, and his friends believe he comes back. Huh. That's interesting. You know what this movie reminds me of? This movie reminds me of Fire in the Sky. If you guys ever saw that movie with D.B. Sweeney, that's a great sort of alien abduction movie. That's really fascinating, dude. I wish that one would get like a collector's edition release at some point, because that's so good, man. Very underrated. This sort of reminds me of that. Somebody coming back home after being abducted. Nobody really believes what went on. I think this probably has more aliens and more sort of weird sort of sci-fi stuff going on than probably Fire in the Sky did. Fire in the Sky is probably mainly more of a drama, which has a little bit of sort of abduction elements in it. This one looks more sci-fi, but it still looks actually pretty cool, man. Got my man Lance in there, Ben Browder from Farscape. Nice. Not bad, man. And cool cover. That looks like something I would definitely be down to check out, man. If you guys have seen Being, know anything about it, definitely let me know. And some interesting new selection stuff going on here, guys. Let's see if they got anything else to check out. Alright, guys, we've got some more releases to check out right down here with some interesting indie titles that I'm seeing, man. And the first thing I'm seeing is they have Rocket Hunter, the DVD for $9.96. A mission to stop World War II's deadliest rocket. Rocket Hunter! Okay, maybe you don't say LA like that, but it sounded cool. Come on, guys. So, I'll see this. In one of the most dangerous missions of the war, an American B-17 pilot volunteers to fly has surrendered. Rocket Hunter tells the story of an amazing pilot and his bombardier brother. You know, I've told you guys, man, I really love a good sort of World War II type of movie. I really do. But the problem I find is that a lot of these sort of indie war movies, they're really bad, man. They're very cheap. They don't have the kind of budget that you really need to make a sprawling war type of movie, especially with the action and everything. And it comes off really cheap and sort of a knockoff type of thing. Some are really good, but there's a lot that are bad, man. And they kind of get you with the cover art, man. They really do. Like, the cover art's kind of cool, but I guarantee you the movie might not be that good, man. I mean, it seems like an interesting story, but I'm just going to have to pass on this one, guys. I really honestly am. You know, like I said, I like a good war movie, but I don't think I'm going to take a gamble on this one. But definitely let me know what you guys think of Rocket Hunter, though. Next, I'm also seeing they have Dark Light for $12.96. Fear the Light. That's actually not a bad cover either, actually. With sort of the house glowing on the inside. That's actually pretty cool. Whoa. You see that? Look at that. Look at that weird fucking creature, monster, whatever the hell it is. Yo. Wow, man, that was cool, actually. Following her mother's death and... sort of an interesting sort of creature feature type of movie where she has to go back and take revenge against the monster. You know, it might be one of those movies where the actual film is not that great, but the creature effects are really fucking amazing. Because that looks really cool, man. I don't know about the rest of the film, but that is really looking cool and awesome, man. I don't know, man, but just for that, I would have to at least have to check it out, because the effects look pretty cool just from that alone. Interesting. If you guys know much about Darklight, definitely let me know. Then over here they have the Huntress, Rune of the Dead. When darkness falls, a hero rises. Actually not a bad cover art either. Kind of like that one quite a bit. 811 AD, a young woman named Runa lives with her family, isolated deep in the woods during hunting. Home as she realizes sent to protect the family. That's an approaching evil. Interesting. I don't know, man. I mean, the cover art's really cool, and it kind of looks like an interesting, badass type of movie. I'm a little bit on the fence about it, though. But I gotta admit, though, the cover art is pretty badass, man. Hunter's Rune of the Dead. Yeah, a lot of these ones for, like, 811 AD or something, movies that take place way back in the day, it's hard for me to really get into them, though, guys. It really is. And I've tried, but really is tough. Sort of almost like medieval times, almost, it's hard for me to get into these type of movies. If you guys know much about the Huntress, Rune of the Dead, let me know. They also have over here Dark Encounter. Nice, that is a nice cover too. It's not bad. Flying saucer over the home, haunting, unpredictable, and intense. Interesting. A year after the mysterious disappearance, it's appeared. Geez, another one of these sort of alien abduction movies. Man, outside of a killer stalking somebody or something, like we see a lot of indie horror stuff based around alien abduction. I mean, technically it's really easy to film because you don't really need a lot to film in it. You need creepy atmosphere, maybe some dark woods, maybe some cheesy alien effects. You can get away with a pretty okay but really bad indie horror film. A lot of filmmakers do it, man. I think the one that we saw, Being, looks a lot better than this, though, guys. This looks okay, but the other one looks a lot better, though. It's tough, man, because not every good alien abduction movie is created equal. Some are really good, like Fire in the Sky, and other ones are really shitty, man. I'm not saying this is shitty, but it's got a lot to live up to. But like I said, there's a lot of these movies here, man, which have great cover art but really bad movie, and they catch you with the cover art all the time. The cover art, man, they get you with it. Looks okay, though. Then I'm also seeing they have the Night Shifter, a Shudder exclusive for $9.96. The dead will not be silenced. Ooh, I like this cover art, man. I think out of all the ones here, I like this one the best, man. Look at that. That's a cool cover art, man. I really dig that art. Stenio works the graveyard shift in the morgue of a vast, violent city. He prepares for the lifeless corpses for examination, but he's never alone. For Stenio can talk to the dead, and they talk back. But when the whispers of the dead reveal secrets of his own life, Stenio unleashes a curse that brings forth unimaginable danger and darkness. Whoa. It looks kind of cool, actually, man. Kind of one of these sort of graveyard, sort of corpse type of movies, and kind of thinks like he's going crazy or mad, but in fact it's anything but. And, you know, he sort of learns stuff about his past. Kind of looks cool. You know, I don't have Shudder, to be honest with you. I thought for a long time I was thinking about getting Shudder, but then I decided against it because, I don't know, I mean, I own a lot of horror films already. You know, I have Netflix, I have a few other things. Do I really need Shudder? There's movies like this, The Night Shifter, that looks actually really cool, that I can just wait for physical media or rent it on Amazon or something. But I don't know, man. Is Shudder worth it for these type of movies, or am I just better off not getting Shudder? Definitely let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you think of The Night Shifter. Actually, it looks kind of cool, to be honest with you. It looks cool in the cover art, man. God, I love that cover art, dude. That is some nice cover art indeed. Let's see what else they got, guys. Even more selection and variety right here, guys, with more independent titles to check out here. And the first thing I'm seeing is they have the Blu-ray digital of The Lighthouse for $17.96, the DVD for $12.96 here, and I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime. Now, I wanted to watch it in the theaters, but I didn't get a chance to, unfortunately, but I still wanted to check the movie out, and I gotta admit, man, I didn't know what I was in for with this movie. I really didn't, because the movie's basically about these two guys, played by Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, and they're these two lighthouse keepers, and they're stuck in this lighthouse together for about 4 weeks or so, and what ends up happening is that they start to lose their minds. They start to go stir crazy and lose their minds and hallucinate stuff, or think they're hallucinating. It could be real, it could not. Can they trust one another? And, you know, they're constantly getting on each other's nerves, and when you mix a confined space with alcohol, it's nothing good comes from it, guys. And this is one of those movies where it's just paranoia and madness, and it's a very fascinating movie, man. Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson are absolutely phenomenal in this movie. They are absolutely amazing. The two of them are on fire. And it's interesting because I heard that they really did not get along very well when they were making the movie. They have sort of different styles of acting, and so it really clashed with one another. But I got to admit, it worked incredibly for this movie, man. And I thought the black and white worked really well. Robert Eggers did a great job directing this movie. It's very haunting. It's very atmospheric. A lot of great iconic imagery here. And a lot of sort of nightmare imagery as well. It's really well done. A really well told movie. I think it's one of those really great sort of slow burn horror movies. Some of you guys might like slow burn horror, some of you might, but if you do, this one definitely is worth checking out. Just the idea of madness and the idea of just going crazy over a certain period of time. Very, very fascinating movie. I really like this one quite a bit, guys. Then over here I'm seeing they have A Million Little Pieces, the DVD for $14.96 right here. I'm Fine. Interesting. We got Aaron Taylor Johnson in here, Billy Bob Thornton, Giovanni Ribisi, Juliette Lewis, Charlie Hunnam. Jeez, what a great cast, man. That is awesome. Wow, man, that's a really great cast indeed. Woo, that's really cool. What is this about? An alcoholic and drug addict, 23-year-old James has two options: treatment or death. After waking up on a plane with a smashed up face and no memory of the past few weeks, he has to rehab. Oh, it's sort of getting his life back together and making friends with other people that are trying to do the same thing. Interesting. It's based off of a controversial addiction memoir. Interesting. I haven't heard of this one, but I really like a lot of the actors here. It kind of could be a really nice sort of drama about trying to put your life back together. I'm surprised this wasn't in the theaters, or if it was a very limited time. And with such really big actors in here, like Aaron Taylor Johnson, Billy Bob Thornton, Juliette Lewis, everything, you would think this would come to theaters in a major way, but it didn't. It's weird, man. It looks kind of cool, actually. If you guys know about A Million Little Pieces, definitely let me know, guys. Then over here, I am seeing they have the DVD of Mine 9 for $9.96. 9 coal miners, 2 miles underground, and 1 hour of oxygen. Nice cover. 9 coal miners are trapped underground after a methane explosion rips through the mine. Subscription fails. They are forced to rely on their wits. Seems like a really cool sort of movie about heroism and trying to survive under really tough circumstances. Interesting. I really love a good sort of survival tale. This looks interesting. Mine 9. Not bad. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD of Trespassers for $9.96 right here, guys. Very nice cover art right there. Very cool. Don't answer when evil comes knocking. Nice. IFC Midnight, and I believe Scream Factory as well. Very cool, man. Not bad. Fairuza Balk. Nice. Fairuza Balk's in this. God, I love Fairuza Balk, man. Waterboy and The Craft. She's really cool. I've liked some of her stuff. A brutally sleazy home invasion thriller. 2 couples working through relationship issues rent a gorgeous house in the desert for a sex and drug fueled escape from reality. They're longtime friends looking to reconnect. Their boyfriends are wary of one another. If you're wary of somebody, why are you agreeing to rent a cabin and have like a sex and drug fueled time? Why a sex fueled drug time exactly? What is that going to accomplish for your relationship? I'm really curious. What is that going to do exactly? I have no idea, guys, but apparently they think it's going to help. Who the hell knows, man? However, immediately wary of one another as tensions escalate over the course of a debauchery night. Things take an unexpected turn when a woman claiming to have car trouble shows up at the door. Harmless, or so they think. Twists and turns pile up, you name it. It kind of looks interesting, guys. It kind of actually does, man. Kind of interesting. Sort of a home invasion movie, kind of like The Strangers, but I don't know if it's as good as The Strangers, because The Strangers is friggin' phenomenal, so I'm not sure about that, guys, but... It actually kind of looks cool, man. I don't really get much into the IFC Midnight line exactly, but I did hear about this one, but I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. If you guys know anything about Trespassers, definitely let me know. Kind of looks cool, actually. Then over here, I am seeing they have the DVD of Bulletproof 2 for $12.96. Just like the old days, but worse. So I got a chance to watch this one on Amazon Prime, guys, and I really don't know why I chose to watch this. I really have absolutely no goddamn clue why I chose to watch this at all, man. You know, I remember the first Bulletproof, and, you know, that first Bulletproof with Adam Sandler and one of the Wayans, and actually that movie, not many people really talk about Bulletproof very much. Like when they talk about Adam Sandler and whatnot, Bulletproof really doesn't come up. I mean, Bulletproof is an okay movie. It's not great. But it's decent, though. I kind of, the action comedy, I kind of like it. It's not bad. Why a sequel? What were they trying to accomplish with a sequel exactly? I don't quite know. So, with Bulletproof 2, here's the thing, guys. It's basically the same characters, just different actors, right? So the same characters, different actors, and it's a new adventure, and it is all kinds of terrible, dude. It's so bad, man. There's no chemistry between the actors whatsoever. The comedy is completely lame. The action is really piss poor. All they try to do with this movie, guys, I'm not gonna lie, all they try to do is they throw tits and ass in your face. They throw dick and pussy jokes all over the place. You know, they try to put cool music to try to seem like they're hip and modern, but They are anything but, dude. I mean, Kirk Fox here is absolute garbage, man. He's trying to be his best Adam Sandler, but dude, he ain't pulling off. And Faison Love, let me tell you something, man. They're trying to make him out to be this badass mofo, but dude, he can't even run 10 feet without, breaking a sweat, dude. I mean, come on, man. This movie's bullshit. God. And there's even a part in this movie, guys, I'm not gonna lie. There's even a part in this movie where they even reference the first Bulletproof movie, and they talk about how terrible the first Bulletproof movie is. Like, I'm sorry, you have no business talking about the first Bulletproof when you are really this terrible. Oh man, dude, I mean, this movie, the only people that might like it are maybe immature 12-year-olds. That might be the only people that like this. Outside of that, ooh, Bulletproof 2 is really terrible, man. Yikes. Yeah, I'd stay away from it, dude. I really would. Just watch the first Bulletproof. That's all you really need. This one, whew, man, really, this is hot garbage for sure. Very hot garbage, man. Damn. I can't unsee this movie now. Kind of wish I could. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray of Paradise Hills for $14.96 and the DVD for $12.96. I have not heard of Paradise Hills. Rebel Against Perfection. This looks really interesting. Emma Roberts, Awkwafina, Mila Jovovich. Very interesting. I like the cover. A young woman is sent to Paradise Hills to be reformed, only to learn that behind the high-class facility's beauty is a sinister secret. This is interesting, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know exactly much about this movie at all. The cast looks really interesting here. Emma Roberts has sort of become sort of a modern day, I don't want to say a modern day scream queen, but she's been doing a lot of horror stuff in sort of the genre. Awkwafina's been blowing up big time. Mila Jovovich, I've liked a lot of her earlier work, but some of her later stuff I'm not a fan of, but this kind of looks cool, man. Kind of looks cool indeed. Interesting, sort of a sinister secret. Could be a cool little, like, beauty style horror film. Paradise Hills. If you guys know anything about it, definitely let me know. It looks interesting, though. It definitely does. I'm also seeing they do have Adopt a Highway, the Blu-ray for $12.96, the DVD for $12.96 as well. Something's not right with that one, guys. But this is one that they did not have a couple weeks ago as well, so glad to see they finally have this one. And definitely check this one out, guys, because this is a really great movie, and Ethan Hawke is really awesome in it, so definitely check this one out, guys. They also have over here, they have the DVD of Primal for $12.96, the Blu-ray digital for $17.96, and I ended up watching this on Amazon Prime with my girlfriend, and I told her, I said, well, there's a few things I want to watch for this upcoming Out and About, and I said, well, you have some options, and I sort of gave her some choices, and she picked Primal, and I said, why Primal? And she's like, well, it's got Nicolas Cage in it, and I'm like, have you seen some of the Nicolas Cage movies in the past couple years? I certainly have. You wouldn't be saying it if you've seen some of the stuff that I've seen, but yeah, so I got a chance to watch this, and basically it's about Nicolas Cage playing this big game hunter, and he catches this sort of legendary white jaguar, and he's taking on a cargo ship, and at the same time there's this basically these sort of CIA people and cops and everything, and they're transferring this prisoner, and they're transferring on the prisoner, and basically what happens generally is that the guy escapes, this major criminal, and they have to try to find him, and he's killing off people, and he's trying to escape, and they gotta stop him, and it's this whole back and forth, man. It's not a terrible movie. it's got its high points at times. Nicolas Cage is trying to play his most badass hunter guy, and it's really not working all that well, I'm not gonna lie. And there's certain actors here that fare better than others. Kevin Durant, who plays the villain in the movie, he actually does a pretty good job. Famke Janssen is in this, but they give Famke Janssen nothing to do in this movie, man. I mean, she is pretty much wasted in this film. And I have to admit, the white Jaguar in this movie is all CGI, and I gotta tell you, man, that CGI looked horrendous, man. I mean, that reminded me of, like, CGI back in, like, the American Werewolf in Paris days. That was bad, dude. Beyond that, it's just okay. I mean, my girlfriend and I were pretty much, after we saw the movie, like, it is what it is. It's not great. Was an hour and a half of our life. I love Nicolas Cage. He's not even playing crazy Nicolas Cage either. He's playing sort of, trying to be badass, but more subdued Nicolas Cage. And I don't know if it really worked. I would have wanted him to go more weird and crazy, but he didn't. Sometimes you get weird and crazy Nicolas Cage, and sometimes you get trying to be badass but dull Nicolas Cage. There's a lot of sides of Nicolas Cage, guys. This is not one of the more better ones. It's still okay, though, but if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, give it a whirl, but it's not great. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD of Mermaid Down for $9.96. Some myths are real. That's not a bad cover, man. I kind of like that cover. That's not bad at all. Mermaid Down. Interesting. A mermaid is ripped from the Pacific and ends up in a women's mental hospital where she is mocked and mistreated by a sadistic doctor and his staff. When violent chaos erupts, the mermaid and other patients find themselves in a fight for their lives. That's interesting, man. That's very interesting. So they find this real-life mermaid, and they sort of put her in this sort of mental hospital, and sort of all the craziness that she has to deal with and trying to escape and everything. God, there's not many movies, now that I think about it, there's not many horror movies that have mermaids in it. I can't really think of many. There's a couple, but I can't really think of the names of them offhand, but there's not many, dude. Like, the horror genre with mermaids, very rare. I think one of them might be Dagon, but outside of Dagon, can't really think of many. I don't even think Dagon, that movie is really mermaids exactly, but I guess you could qualify it as it. But yeah, not many, man. It seems interesting. If you guys know anything about Mermaid Down, definitely let me know. Then over here I'm seeing they have the DVD of The Shed for $9.96 right here, guys. And I got a chance to watch this one on Amazon Prime, and I really didn't know what to expect with this movie. I knew it was a vampire film, and outside of that, that's about it. But I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. Basically, it's about this teenager, and he's dealing with typical high school teenage problems, bullies, and loving a girl that seems too perfect for him, and he's just having a rough time with it. And he ends up finding out that there is a vampire that's been stuck in his shed for a really long time, God knows how long, and he has to figure out what he's got to do to deal with this problem. What are the issues? Not only that, but like, people find out that he has it, and they're trying to kill people and use the vampire for their own needs. It's a really interesting sort of high school drama meets a horror vampire movie. Very unique and interesting film, man, and I really liked it quite a bit, man. I like sort of the teenage drama in it. You got to know the characters. I thought the makeup design and everything for the vampire was really awesome, man. I thought that was killer, dude. I thought they did a great job with the makeup effects. I love the kills. It's bloody. It's gory. I thought it was a really unique little indie vampire film. I really enjoyed this one quite a bit, guys. I do highly recommend this. Not every sort of indie vampire film is really great. A lot of them, quite frankly, suck. But The Shed was really genuine and really interesting, and I feel like it's one that's not going to get a lot of love, so I'm definitely recommending it, guys. Definitely check out The Shed. I think you guys would definitely enjoy it. I really dug it quite a bit, man. Not bad at all. Very surprised by this one, but really happy I got a chance to watch it. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. Well worth your time. They also, over here, they have Judy, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $19.96 and the DVD for $14.96 right here. Now, of course, a couple weeks ago, they did not have Judy in stock because of how crazy the holidays were and everything, so they weren't stocking any of this type of stuff. But if you guys missed out on Judy, they definitely have it here over at Walmart. Finally, guys, they have that. They also, down here, have the DVD digital of Transit 17, and I gotta admit, this cover art, man, looks really cheap, dude. Look at the cheapness of the suits and everything. The backdrop, it looks really terrible, man. I mean, there's some really terrible movies that have great cover art, and they sort of hide it by the fact of the cover art's so cool, like the ones right down there, guys. But Transit 17, no, they're not hiding it whatsoever, man. It looks really bad, dude. Fighting to save the only cure. Semi-badass style. Not really. Okay, what is this one about? After Europe is hit with a virus which infected 60 million people, General Ratzinger and his military aim to control the survivors hidden in secret outposts known as transits. Led by the commander, his... Wait. Sniffers? Is that what he's calling his team? Sniffers? You know, there's a lot better names to call his team. Just saying. Okay. Continue to look for those who refuse to be confined while insurgents known as the Free Fighters. And meanwhile, a separate resistance team led by Tex, Eve, Brad, Dina, and Daniel. You know, some of those names are badass. Tex, Dina, Eve. I'll even give Daniel, but Brad, I'm not fearing Brad, bro. Sorry. He should have had a nickname, but I'm not fearing somebody guy named Brad. Whatever. A 15-year-old girl who was infected but survived. She may be the only... Okay, so they're hunting down this girl who could be a cure for this virus, and... yeah, we've seen this type of movie before, man. They've made a ton of this type of stuff, but... Oh man, dude, Transit 17 just looks really cheap. Really impossibly cheap. Man, a lot of this cheap shit always comes to Walmart, dude. Always. We see a shitload of it. Oh, welcome to 2020. New Year's resolution for Walmart? More cheap shit. Oh yeah, well. Can't wait to see what 2020 holds if we're seeing Transit 17 right here. Yeesh. Alright, well, it don't look exciting to me, guys, but if it does to you, definitely let me know. Transit 17. The cheapest of the cheap. Then over here, I am finally seeing they have the Blu-ray of Trick for $12.96 and the DVD for $12.96? That can't be right. If it's true, then why not just get the Blu-ray? Well, whatever. $12.96. So guys, I watched this on Amazon Prime actually a while ago when I thought it was actually the release week that this was supposed to come out, but it didn't show up in any of the theaters, or actually in theaters, any of the stores that I was at. And I got to admit, I was interested in checking this one out, and the reason why I was interested in it was because everybody had said, oh, this is a really interesting horror movie. You know, it sort of, you know, reminds them of old school sort of slasher stuff from the 80s. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give this one a chance, man. Maybe it could be good. And I watched it, and I got to admit, guys, I was really unimpressed by this movie. I mean, it's got some good people in here. Omar Epps. Last horror movie I saw Omar Epps in was Scream 2. But he could have been in other stuff, but the last time I saw him was in one of those. Jamie Kennedy, Tom Atkins is in here in a very small role as well. Always choose treat. Really? I don't know. You know, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think this movie is not very impressive at all, man. I mean, some of the kills are cool, but the problem is this movie goes way too fast. It just rushes. it rushes so much. And, you know, the problem is this movie takes place over like 3 or 4 years, something like that, but the movie rushes so much that you never get a chance to know any of the characters or care about anybody. It just goes so fast, and they're trying to sort of copy Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees with this killer, and I don't know if it really works, man. The ending is a little clever. I didn't see the ending coming, but when you look at the rest of the film, it really doesn't make a lot of sense at times. And the mask of the killer is really cool. Like, this is the mask right here, but the problem is they use multiple masks. And why don't they just stick with one mask, man, and just make it really iconic? They don't really do that. It's just an okay horror film. It's a pale comparison to some of the great stuff from the 80s and 90s, man. It really is. It could have been really fun and really interesting, and it has some fun moments to it, but the acting is really cheap. Some of the effects are cheap, and the iconic horror guy that they're trying to really prop up here is no comparison to Freddy, Michael, Jason, Chucky, Pinhead, Leatherface, Leprechaun, you name it. Pales in very big comparison, guys. Just my thoughts, but definitely let me know what you think. Other than that, man, that's it, man. Some really great selection this week. Some really cool stuff and a lot of indie, man. Awesome titles, man. Definitely a lot to enjoy. All right, let's head out. Actually, it's not bad selection this week, guys. For the very first out and about of 2020, a lot of great stuff to check out here, man. A lot of really great variety, a ton of indie titles to check out this week for sure, man. They have all of the big new name releases, Joker and Lighthouse, so much better than a couple weeks ago when Walmart was definitely picked over in a big bad way. They still have a lot of holes and a lot of things, guys, but quite honestly, man, way better than a couple weeks ago when they were picked over in a big bad way, man. No real exclusives here, but overall, man, I'm very happy with this trip over to Walmart, man. A lot of really great and cool titles to check out this week, for sure. I'm a very happy man here at Walmart for the first out and about of 2020. Not bad, guys, at all. Hope you guys enjoyed Walmart. Let's head to the next location and see what we can find. All right, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. And the first time coming to Target in 2020. And, you know, look, going to Walmart, we saw so much variety and so much great selection and a lot of really great indie titles. We're not going to get that here this week over at Target. You just got to remember, Target is not that. However, I think we're going to find some really good variety and selection. Hopefully some exclusives, maybe for Joker as well. I'm looking forward to what Target has to offer for 2020, and I really am. And I think the reason why I am looking forward to it is because I thought Target, in my own opinion, I thought Target had a really great 2019. You know, they had a lot of really cool exclusives and some very interesting titles that I didn't think we would see in stores. Yeah, they did have the occasional really bad week, and, you know, obviously people are going to focus on how they, you know, slim down their physical media section. I get all that. I really do. I'm trying to look at the positives, and I think that in 2019, Target really improved over 2018 to me. So I'm hoping in 2020 we get to see some really great exclusives, some really great selection, and hopefully Target will continue to step up their game. The only way to find out, let's start off 2020 with Target. Hopefully we see some good stuff. Let's find out. All right, everybody, we are in a Target right here, and the first thing I'm seeing is they have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital of Joker for $29.99. They have the Blu-ray DVD and digital for $24.99 right here. They also have an only at Target Blu-ray DVD digital exclusive packaging for $24.99 as well. And oh, look at that. That is nice. I like that art a lot with the flames in the background and him doing that sort of epic pose. Oh, that is such a great cover art, man. This might be the one I get, dude. This looks really phenomenal. Oh, this is really great exclusive, man. Usually Target does the sort of the filmmaker booklet and stuff like that, but they didn't do it with this time. Just did exclusive sort of packaging artwork, which is really cool, man. This is really great. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think this is really awesome. Very different from this right here and very different from this one right there. I prefer this one. This is really nice, man. They have that. They also have the DVD for $17.99, and this has exclusive sort of artwork that we didn't see over at Walmart. Sort of, this one is sort of him now, the iconic him dancing on the steps and everything. That's really cool. So we saw a different one at Walmart and a different one now here at Target. Not bad at all. And it also includes a bonus disc with some of the special features as well. Not bad. Cool. So some interesting artwork that we're seeing here over at Target. Not half bad, guys. And, before this movie came out, there was all kinds of controversy going on with it. People were expecting riots. They were expecting people sort of causing mayhem and mischief. And, because they looked at the movie and they're like, okay, this guy is taking it out on society. He's killing people. He's starting a following. And people thought maybe people were going to emulate him. And so there was a lot of people who were very nervous about this movie. I remember when I was talking to my friend John and we were going to do the review, I said, oh, I'm going to wear the Joker makeup and I'm going to go to the movies wearing the Joker makeup. And he says to me, dude, are you serious? Like, you can't do that, man. They're not going to let us in. And it's kind of crazy, the controversies that happen with certain movies, because this movie reminds a lot of people of movies like Taxi Driver and Falling Down. And to be honest with you, can those movies really get made nowadays? I don't really know if they could, guys. I really don't know if they could get made anymore. I mean, I remember the first time I ever saw Falling Down, and I saw Falling Down probably in my early teens, the first time I ever did. And when I saw it, I remember really thinking, like, really, he's getting angry over like like fast food, and he's just really seems like kind of overreacting. And then I watched it sort of 10 years later, and I really understood Michael Douglas's character of somebody who just got so fed up with the world and so fed up with the cruelty of people, and that you just end up saying, like, screw it. I'm just gonna finally just take it out. And I understood it, and I think why that is, and I think it's because when you become an adult and you deal with people in everyday life situations, I think you start to just realize that humanity is completely fucked. I mean, really, I hate to say it, guys, but it really is the truth, man. It honestly is. And I think Joker is a lot of the same way. It's a guy that just has dealt with so much meanness in the world, and so many people who really have sort of treated him in such a cruel way that there's no other alternative. And I get that. Now, being an adult, I see it. And I have to admit that, see, I'm interested to see what you guys think, because I think that if this movie wasn't called Joker, if it didn't have the Batman mythology in it, I'm kind of curious if this movie would have even gotten made. Because I think with sort of the Batman mythology in here and everything, I think you can get it made, and you can have the subtext of mental health and the cruelty in society, and you can have that stuff. Things like Taxi Driver and Falling Down, even though they're fantastic movies, they were made in a time when you could do those movies. I think we're in a society now, we're in these type of times when those movies just aren't getting made anymore. And so you need a movie like this to bring in that comic book subtlety to sort of get it made nowadays. I hate to say, you do need that nerd to get these type of films made, but it's a really unique and interesting story. And I'm glad movies like this are still being made, even if it's in the cover of a comic book type of movie. controversy or not, it's still a movie to watch. And the people who ended up, hating on it for the controversy are people who never even saw the movie, by the way. They didn't even see it. So they're people who literally went in with baggage, or people who just decided they're not going to watch it for the sake of not watching it. Which, for me, in order to judge a movie, you have to watch it fully and understand the context of it. Some people, they just see the controversy and that's all they see. It's a real shame, man. Honestly, it is. Then over here, I'm seeing they have the DVD of A Million Little Pieces for $16.99. Again, it seems really interesting, sort of dealing with rehab and drugs and trying to get yourself out of that hole that you're in. And there are some really good movies about drug use. Really some powerful stuff. Like, one of my favorite movies of all time is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That movie is absolutely phenomenal. It's kind of a crazy, insane movie, not really serious so much a lot of times, but it really is a phenomenal sort of piece, especially if it's a drug movie, man. It's just really crazy what they do in that movie. And another movie I would suggest is Trainspotting, because when I saw Trainspotting for the first time, man, that really fucked me up in a big bad way. That really honestly did, dude. That messed me up. And there's certain movies out there that are really so powerful of a story that they really get under your skin and they make you realize that, dude, I'm never doing any of these drugs. If it's like this and people are getting so messed up, I'm never doing that, man. So, I don't know whether this goes in the category of a Fear and Loathing or a Trainspotting, but, with the actors involved and everything, and from what it says, it's from a controversial memoir. I am kind of interested to check this one out, man. Definitely let me know what you think, and let me know what is some of your favorite sort of drug movies. Very interesting. And not the comedy stuff with Cheech and Chong, because we all know those are pretty cool, but ones that are a little bit more on the serious side. Definitely let me know, guys. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray digital of The Lighthouse for $17.99, the DVD for $12.99 right here, and I gotta give a lot of credit to Robert Eggers, man. It's interesting because, in 2019, there were some releases that came out that I was talking about unique voices in horror, and Robert Eggers is definitely one of those people, man. He really is. He does slow burn horror. I thought The Witch was really phenomenal, but I know a lot of people who watch The Witch and they just could not get through it, man, because it takes its time. It's not the quickie type of horror that some people are used to. I think people like him, and even people like Oz Perkins, who did, I think, Black Coat's Daughter and the upcoming Gretel and Hansel, which looks really cool. Those are slow burn horror. They're not the immediate payoff. And I feel like back in like the 70s, you could really do slow burn horror, and I think people really accepted it. And I think once the 80s came in and you had all of the crazy makeup and special effects, and they were doing some really, very innovative stuff, and I think the slow burn horror genre really went away, and I think it's coming back in a big bad way. I really do. People like Robert Eggers and Oz Perkins and these people are really trying to bring back the subtlety of sort of old school slow burn horror. Not saying it's everybody's particular cup of tea, but I actually really do enjoy it, man. And The Lighthouse is really good. If you can stick with it, I guarantee you that it will definitely pay off in a big bad way, guys. I think you definitely would really enjoy it, man, by far. Give it a chance. Slow burn horror, it's not a preferred thing. I think it depends on the movie, but if you guys like some really good slow burn horror stuff, I think definitely look into this one, and definitely let me know what some good slow burn horror stuff that I didn't mention is. And then over here, guys, I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray of Crown Vic for $14.99 right here. Now, I will admit, like I said over at Walmart, it's been a while since I've really seen Thomas Jane in a lot of stuff, man. But he's such a really great actor, man. I remember the first time I ever saw him, I think, was Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, the Deep Blue Sea, that great shark movie, man. I remember when I saw him in Deep Blue Sea, and I'm like, this guy's a really good badass. I really like him quite a bit, man. I remember seeing him in that, and then, he was in Boogie Nights, and, he was really good in The Mist. I think that's another one I can really recommend to you guys, is The Mist. Such a really great, Stephen King story put into movie form. Such a really great sort of science fiction horror sort of tale. He was really phenomenal in that. And, I will say I really did like him in The Predator. I know a lot of you guys don't really like The Predator. I happen to really like The Predator quite a bit. And I thought Thomas Jane was fun in the movie. I hate to say it, dude. I mean, well, actually, no, I don't hate to say it, man. I really do like the movie. I'm not going to apologize for that. I really do enjoy it. So, I mean, if you don't like it, fair enough. But I really do enjoy The Predator quite a bit. And I thought his character was kind of fun, man. I really did. And another thing I can recommend to you guys is he was on a short-lived HBO series called Hung. And Hung was really cool. I remember really, really liking Hung. I remember I still had HBO at that point, and I think I watched the first season of it before I ended up, not having HBO anymore. And I remember really liking Hung. Hung was really cool. And it was about him sort of trying to be this male escort porn star guy in the comedy of that. I thought it was funny, dude. I really did, but you don't really see much of him anymore. I mean, like I said, you saw him in The Predator, but outside of sort of a big budget movie like that, have you really seen him in anything else lately? I mean, other than this, but I mean, nothing that's really coming to the theaters, unfortunately. And I will say this, his Punisher, he was okay as a Punisher. He wasn't great. I still pick my man Dolph for that. But regardless, I still do really like Thomas Jane. I'm glad he's doing work. I hope he does more stuff in theaters, man, because he's one of those underrated actors, dude, that, no one really talks about a lot. And I wish they would, because he's way better than I think people give him credit for. Let me know whether I'm right or wrong, guys, but I don't know. No, I really like it, man. They also have the DVD of Mine 9 for $14.99 as well. Still looks like a pretty good take on heroism and survival. Not bad. Pretty good on that one. And then down here, I am seeing they have the Blu-ray digital of Primal for $12.99. And as I said at Walmart, they have Kevin Durand in here who plays sort of the villain criminal guy that escapes. And I really like Kevin Durand, dude. I really do. He's one of those actors that gets typecast as sort of the villain guy, but he does it so goddamn well, man. He really does, man. I remember he was in X-Men Origins Wolverine. I think he played the Blob, if I'm not mistaken. He did that. He was on one of my favorite shows of all time, Lost. He played Martin Keamy on that. And dude, he was really just sort of really sinister and badass on Lost, dude. I remember really falling in love with him big time on Lost, and just how much of a despicable character he was, man. I really loved him chewing the scenery in a big bad way. I will also say another movie that you guys might not have heard of that you really do is Tragedy Girls. He did a movie called Tragedy Girls, and basically it's about these two high school girls who are they're wanting to be serial killers, and so they kidnap a serial killer in order for him to train them, essentially, how to kill. And Kevin Durand is the one that they actually capture, and he is awesome in that movie as well. Actually, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, not everything he does has been villainous, because I believe he was on the show The Strain, and I think he played actually a good guy role in that. He did not play a villain. So he does occasionally heroic roles, but for the most part, he's pretty much typecast as a villain, though, guys. He pretty much is. But even though he's typecast, dude, he does it so well. I think he's actually one of the best actors to play a villain role. Agree with me, disagree with me. I want to know what you guys think about Kevin Durand. Definitely let me know. Outside of Kevin Durand really chewing the scenery in this movie and doing a really good job, it's not a really great movie overall. But if you like a good bad guy, and maybe Nicolas Cage trying to do his best to be a badass next to Kevin Durant, which he failed at, then try to give Primal a chance, guys. But just for Kevin Durant, dude, I just think he's awesome as a villain, and I definitely wanted to give him some love, guys. So definitely check out more of his stuff because he is really awesome, man. Very very underrated, I think. Not bad at all. And not bad this week over at Target. Not bad. Some cool, interesting variety and a really nice exclusive. All right, let's head out. So yeah, like I said, guys, there's not a lot of big variety and selection here compared to Walmart, but I told you guys there wasn't going to be, man. But that being said, we still got the main big releases. We got that great cover art exclusive for the Joker. On top of that, some other smaller releases here at Target, which I didn't think we would see as well. Target has some good surprises, and it's nice that they started out with an exclusive this year. Not bad at all, guys. Very cool, man. Again, a lot of times you have to temper your expectations with Target because they're never going to be a Walmart where they're going to have all these huge indie titles all over the place. And sometimes they're not going to be like a Best Buy, which has sometimes, some really interesting variety that you never thought you'd see in the stores. But what I find with Target is sometimes they have really great exclusives, and sometimes they surprise you with titles that you didn't think you were going to see here, man. So, did the beginning of 2020 here visit give me a lot of hope for the future? I don't know, guys, but I will say this much, though. I'm really looking forward to what Target brings up for 2020, and I think at least starting with a really cool exclusive is definitely a start. Not bad, guys. Hope you enjoyed it here at Target. Let's head to the third and final location and see what we can find. All right, everybody. We are at our third and final location, the Beast Best Buy. But before we go in, I wanted to talk about a movie trailer that I saw recently, and that is none other than A Quiet Place Part 2. Yeah, the much anticipated sequel. At least for me it is, because I remember when Bob and I went to the movies to see the first film, and, we really liked the trailer for that movie. We like John Krasinski, we like Emily Blunt, we thought the premise was really cool, but we were also a little bit nervous. And the reason why we were really nervous is because, truth be told, guys, movie trailers lie. They lie a lot. And so a movie that can look really great by a trailer can end up being a real piece of shit. So we just didn't know, but we still wanted to really check it out. And after we saw it, we were like, this is really great, man. We love the story of having to be silent, and when you make sound, these creatures will attack you and hunt you. I like sort of the family dynamic. You got to know the family. You got to know Emily Blunt's character. You got to know John Krasinski's character. You really invested in the story. I liked all of that, man. I thought it was really cool. And so when that movie ended, I thought this was a really cool one-off film. I'm really happy about it. Yeah, they could technically do a sequel, but I thought, I don't know if they ever will do it. And I know that the studio wanted to do a second film, and at first John Krasinski said, no, I don't want to do it. If you want to go ahead and do it, go ahead, but I'm not going to be a part of it. Neither is my wife. Yeah, we're not going to do it. And then he started to come up with an idea. He had an idea for something, and he was like, you know what? Maybe we could do a sequel. I have an idea for it, and I think that if we do this idea, it could be a great jumping off point from the first film. And so that's where we are now. I mean, truth be told, I thought what a sequel was going to be was to focus on a different person or a different family and not do the Emily Blunt character again and everything. But I'm glad we're still doing that. I'm glad we're still investing in those characters, because basically the trailer is about them now having to survive and not having the husband figure there anymore, and them having to try to survive this world now on the run. And it looks really fascinating, looks really interesting. I love Emily Blunt. I thought her character was great in the first film, and seeing her playing, somebody who has to now, without her husband, take care of these kids on her own, I thought is going to be very powerful, man. Really powerful indeed. And also, I'm noticing in the trailer that we're also getting flashbacks as well. Flashbacks to when the whole incident started with these creatures, which could be really cool, because I thought we were actually going to get that more in the first film, but I'm glad we're kind of getting more of that in the second film to sort of get context to everything. That looks really cool. And I also really like the fact that we're seeing more people in this world, and that who can you really trust? Because what I love about post-apocalyptic movies is not only the idea of survival and finding food and shelter and everything like that, but who can you really trust in this world? And that's what I've always liked about shows of like Walking Dead and everything like that. It's like, yeah, you got to kill these creatures or these zombies or whoever, but it's the people, the regular human beings who you really have to worry about. And so now we're heading towards that direction, and I really do like that quite a bit. I think that's really cool, man. It looks really awesome, and I'm hoping in the flashbacks maybe we see a little John Krasinski as well. I mean, big ups to John Krasinski. He helped write this film, I believe, and also he is coming back as a director. So I'm really looking forward to this one, man. I love the first film. I think it's really phenomenal. And let's just hope that the sequel is just as good. Let's hope. Let me know what you guys think of that trailer. In the meantime, let's head into the beast and see what Best Buy has in store for us this week. Alright everybody, we are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and of course, the first thing we're seeing here is Joker, the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital for $24.99. They also have the DVD for $17.99. Now, we saw this cover art over at Target, so I'm assuming now that the cover art over at Walmart was actually an exclusive just there, which is actually not bad, honestly. I just wish they would have like Walmart exclusive put on it or something. They never do, so I never really know for sure, but this is still really great art though, man. This is still really great art, and of course it's iconic because, it's the steps and everything, and people are, I've noticed from like a lot of like Instagram stuff and everything, people are like posing on the steps, and the problem is that people actually live in the apartments and everything up here, and they're getting really pissed off that this is actually a tourist attraction now. So they're like throwing food at people and injuring them, and yeah, kind of a volatile area. Make sure you're not doing that, guys. It's iconic, but save it for the movie, man. I don't want anybody getting injured just for an Instagram picture. But they do have that. They also over here have the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital of Joker for $29.99. They do have that, but that's not it, guys, because they also have they have the Best Buy collectible steelbook here, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and digital for $34.99 right here. Nice. Another exclusive to check out for Joker. Not bad. Look at that, man. Not a bad steelbook, man. It's kind of him getting his makeup on, getting ready to go on camera, on the Murray Franklin show. About to dispense some truth on Robert De Niro. Not bad, man. No, not bad at all. Very different from this artwork right here. Very different from this artwork right there. And different from the iconic steps artwork as well. Not bad, though. We've seen a lot of really great art for Joker this time around, guys. Honestly, I'm still preferring the Target one, man. I think the Target one is dynamic here, but this is not bad though. And I know a lot of you guys are steelbook lovers, so they definitely have this. Not half bad, guys, for Joker. Pretty cool, man. And it's kind of interesting because I've heard rumors that they're thinking about making a sequel to Joker, and me and my friend John, we heard that and we're like, no, dude, do not do that. I don't know, I'm not saying a sequel can't completely work, but what's great about this is it's a one-off story. It feels genuine, it feels unique, to the whole like DC world? Do you really need to sequelize it? And I kind of like the idea of sort of well-known villains and well-known heroes sort of getting a different spin on an origin story. I think it's kind of cool, man. And like I said, you know, Joaquin is so good in this movie that do you really want to tempt fate again? I don't know, man. I mean, he's so good. He just won the Golden Globe and he easily deserved it. I don't know if you should do that, man. But, you know, looking at this movie and then looking at all the other Joker movies, I guess, how would I rank the Jokers? How would I really do it? And I don't really know, man. I mean, I love Cesar Romero for his sort of quirkiness and the comedy of it. It's sort of like a PG version of a Joker. Then you have Nicholson, and Nicholson went for a little bit more sinister, but very comedic, and he had his own Nicholson brand to it. It worked really well. You know, you have Mark Hamill voicing Joker in some of the animated stuff, and I'd easily put Mark Hamill there, because Mark Hamill is definitely a part of that Joker mythology and world, and he did a wonderful job voicing the character. You know, I'm never going to not include him in the pantheon of Jokers. He's just so iconic as the voice of Joker. He really brought a lot to that role. Then you have Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger, I think everyone can agree, he blew it out of the park, man. He really did. I mean, he was just so amazing. And he wasn't going for comedy. He was going for really dark and sinister, and he pulled it off completely. As I've said before, to me, and I've said it, that without Heath Ledger as the Joker in The Dark Knight, I don't think that movie would be half as good as it is. He really brought a lot to that role, man. And then you have Jared Leto. Okay, look, I'm not gonna lie, Jared Leto is really friggin'... dude, I know, maybe some of you really like Jared Leto as the Joker, and fair enough, but he really does nothing for me, dude. I mean, the dude had a grill and tats up and down. He's not... He's not a good Joker to me. He's just not. And so I was really interested to where they would go for this Joker movie. You know, would they lean it more towards Heath Ledger? Would they lean it more towards Jack Nicholson? Would they go Hamill? Where would they put it? And I kind of think it's a nice cross between a lot of them, be honest with you. Where would he rank to me? I think he would rank probably like 2 or 3. He really honestly would. You know, on a good day, I'm thinking of myself, okay, Nicholson's the favorite. Other days, I'm thinking Heath is. And other days, I'll think Joaquin is, man. But, I mean, he brought something different to the role. And I just don't think many actors can take on the Joker personality in the role. I just don't think many can. You have to have a certain sort of personality as an actor. You have to really give your entire self to the role in order for it to work. Who can do it after Joaquin Phoenix? I don't know. I don't know if I really want to see anybody do it for a long while, man. I mean, if you think about it, Dark Knight came out in 2008, and, you know, we got this in 2019. Yeah, we got the Leto version, but, I mean, you know, I want there to be another good, like, 10 or 15 years before we ever see another Joker. I really would. I don't know if we're going to get that, but I would like to see it. I'd like to see another actor come along, a quirky actor, where people will say, yeah, he could do it. Until then, I just don't see any other people doing it. That's just my opinion, guys, but definitely let me know what you guys think. And I know I forgot that guy from Gotham who played Joker, and I know he's really good, but I haven't really watched a lot of Gotham, so for me, I didn't really put him on the list. But let me know where some of your Jokers rank, who you include, who do you not include. It's a fascinating thing to try to rank them. It's hard. I can't really do it, guys, but more power to you if you can. But honestly, this is a really great movie, and whether you're watching it for Joaquin's performance or the Batman mythology, it's just a well-rounded, great, honestly, crime drama that's wrapped in a good sort of Batman mythology. Really, really well done, man. I really enjoy this one quite a bit. Honestly do. Then over here I'm seeing they have the Blu-ray digital of Primal for $17.99 right here. Now here's a fun fact about this movie that I found out recently. The script for this film was optioned back in 1995. Okay, it took 22 years for this motherfucker to get made. Okay, it took 22 years. Wrap your head around that one, man. Was the 22-year wait worth it? I would honestly beg to differ, guys. I mean, it's an interesting story, and it's an interesting thing of, as this says, the ultimate hunter versus the ultimate predator. It's an interesting idea. It's an interesting sort of spinning between a hunter and a criminal, and them going toe to toe against one another, and you know, the battle to survive, and it's all a cool thing, but unfortunately it really doesn't work. And I think a lot of it, I just don't think Nicolas Cage is right for the role. I really love Nicolas Cage, you guys know that for the most part, but there's not a lot of stuff where I would say that he was really sort of like, I was really anticipating a movie that he was in. I will say though that I am really anticipating The Color Out of Space. I think that looks really cool, but I'm mainly really looking forward to that because of the whole H.P. Lovecraft stuff and Richard Stanley. I think that could be really cool, guys, but, you know, this one kind of, you know, I know the trailers look really good, and that's why people were like, oh my god, look, all the crazy animals, and him on a boat, and fighting, and avoiding the jaguar, and it looked cool. But as I said before, trailers lie, and this one definitely did. It's not as good as it was advertised, unfortunately, but I still have a lot of faith in Nicolas Cage. But let me know what you are anticipating with Nicolas Cage, guys. Still very, very interesting, but definitely let me know, man. You get here the making of Primal, and that's about it. Not a lot of special features on this one, guys, for Primal. For $17.99 if you like the movie, fair enough, guys. And I almost forgot to actually say the special features for Joker. Almost passed me by, guys. You get the making of, behind the scenes, look at the creation of the film, Joaquin Phoenix alternate takes, and costume tests, and more. From what I heard, and it was really interesting, that him and the director, like, they did a lot of really interesting sort of improv and alternate takes, and a lot of really interesting, unique vibes with the character, because Joaquin is an actor that likes to really explore his character, so I'm very interested in those, like, alternate takes. But, you know, just really nice special features, man, and if you're a fan of it, $29.99 for 4K is not bad. It probably looks really good in 4K, but I'm sure the Blu-ray looks just as good as well. No matter what version you choose, definitely well worth it, guys. Alright, not bad so far, guys. Not bad at all. Oh, and one more thing I almost forgot to say, guys. Almost forgot, actually. I was looking at these 4Ks right here, that exclusive steelbook and everything for those recent sort of Disney releases, and I noticed that all of them are still $34.99. Now, they did go down in price recently, but apparently they went back up. So now they're $34.99 again, $29.99, $34.99, $29. Yeah, dude, they are high priced again, man. Let me tell you something, dude. I said it before. They need to lower the prices again on these big time, because $34.99 is not going to cut it, man. People are not going to buy it. I know it looks like some definitely sold, man. So I think they sold at the more lower price, but $34.99, man. And again, with 4K, Disney has not been doing as good of a job on 4K as maybe they should. So unfortunately, $34.99, I gotta pass on that, man. Again, if it was $19.99 or even $14.99, and I know that's crazy for a Best Buy Steelbook 4K, but you gotta price them well for them for people to buy them, because these are ones where people have bought it, you know, once and twice and 3 times. You gotta entice them, and they're at $34.99 price. I'm surprised it went up that big again, but I think they're just gonna sit on the shelves, guys. But I definitely wanted to show you this, because going back up in price, Disney needs to lower the price on these. When will they learn? Who knows, guys. But in the meantime, like I said, not bad selection and variety, guys. Alright, let's see what else they got. Alright guys, we're on the other side of the new release section, and I am seeing they have the Blu-ray digital of The Lighthouse for $17.99, and I just want to give Robert Eggers a big thank you, because this movie is completely black and white, and you know, I really love black and white movies. Then again, I'm like a purist. I'm somebody who loves sort of keeping the black and white style alive, or like not recolorizing movies for the sake of just recolorizing because it's popular. You know, I think to really appreciate black and white movies, I think you have to be sort of a big film lover, a big film purist to really enjoy that stuff, guys. But for me, I've always really loved black and white stuff. But I think for me, it's how I grew up. And it's sort of what I was exposed to when I was younger. I mean, movies like High Noon, King Kong, you know, the old sort of black and white Universal monsters. I mean, that stuff really ingrained in me at a young age. And that's why I really do enjoy these type of sort of like old school black and white style movies. And black and white, you know, a lot of people, especially if you're not really into black and white, I think you could just look at it and you could say, oh, that's really plain. It's just plain black and white, but there's so much depth to black and white that you can really do. No two black and white movies are really the same. It's really fascinating, and you know, that just goes to, again, being a film lover and really studying this type of stuff, which really is very interesting and fascinating, I will admit. You know, one of my favorite movies of all time is Ed Wood, and Ed Wood is black and white, so trust me guys, I love that. King Kong is a huge fan of, and I will even admit this, like some years back when they made Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman, like that opening sequence is black and white, and I really enjoyed that, because I was like, oh cool, that's really old school, and I thought that was really awesome, and it's a shame they didn't do the whole thing in black and white. But I really do love that style, man, and it's a style that you don't really see very often. Not many filmmakers do it. I hope we never see a colorized version of The Lighthouse, because I would never really like that. And I know Robert Eggers is very much a purist. Like, he looked at the time period and he was like, well, black and white would make sense with this film. I really appreciate the integrity of a filmmaker when they go out of their way to make something really authentic. I really do. And I think Robert Eggers did a really phenomenal job here, making it black and white, and really, I think what Robert Eggers really is he's a lover of cinema, and he's a studier of cinema, and he studies it and he really analyzes it, and I think that's why his movies are really so wonderful and in-depth, because he really takes the time to craft something really beautiful and engaging, and I think this really is, guys. Honestly, I really do. This one is well worth it. It's weird and it's bizarre at times, but really well worth it, and something you guys should definitely check out for sure, man. You get here The Lighthouse, A Dark and Stormy Tale, audio commentary with Robert Eggers, and deleted scenes. Not bad at all, guys. Definitely give it a look, especially if you're into slow burn horror, because this is definitely should be right up your alley, guys, by far. Well, other than The Lighthouse over here, that seems to be it. I will admit that It Chapter 2 Steelbook, like a couple weeks ago, we saw, like they had like 5 copies in. Now that's completely sold out, so that's completely gone. So I don't think we're ever going to see any more of those, guys. Hopefully you guys picked one up. If you didn't, might want to check on eBay. Other than that, that seems to be it over here, guys. Let's see what else they got. Alright everybody, we are over in this section of Best Buy over here, and the first thing I'm seeing over here is they have the Blu-ray of Trespassers for $14.99. And you know, I kind of touched upon it with The Strangers, talking about that movie earlier, how this one kind of reminds me of The Strangers, but you know, there are a lot of really great home invasion movies. I was thinking of things like You're Next, Don't Breathe, which is really great, The Collector, which is phenomenal. There's a lot of really great ones from the 70s that are really good as well, like sort of like, you know, babysitters in the in the house being stalked by somebody, and they're actually in the home. Like that's really cool. I like that stuff quite a bit. And also, I was thinking about a movie, Hush, that doesn't get a lot of love, and Hush is on Netflix right now. And Hush is really great, about this woman who I believe is deaf, and this killer is kind of stalking her, and she can't really hear him, so she has to do methods to try to still evade this guy. Really, really awesome. There's been so much done with the home invasion horror genre that there are still some unique things you can do. Things like Hush kind of prove that. I don't know if Trespassers is equally as good or not. I'm not really sure, guys, but the cast looks interesting. The plot, so-so. I mean, again, I don't really get much into the IFC Midnight line too much, but I really do love Scream Factory, so if they're recommending it, then maybe worth it. Definitely let me know what you guys think, and what are some other underrated home invasion flicks that you would recommend. Definitely let me know, guys. No special features on this. Actually really shocked. There is no special features. Now for $14.99, maybe wait till that goes a little bit on sale, unless you really love the movie, but no special features. That kind of sucks, man. Then I'm also seeing over here they have Paradise Hills for $14.99 right here. And I'm kind of interested in what you guys have to think, because I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I'm going to touch on it more here. Do you think Emma Roberts is the next Scream Queen? And the reason why I say that is because Emma Roberts has really went out of her way to do a lot of really interesting horror stuff. She's done a lot of American Horror Story. She did that Scream Queens TV show with Jamie Lee Curtis, which I believe is actually coming back, if I'm not mistaken. Has been in that. She was in Scream 4 as well, which I thought she played a pretty damn good role in Scream 4. She's doing this movie as well. She's doing a lot of horror stuff, and I'm kind of curious what you guys think. What makes a Scream Queen? Like, what are the qualifications to be a Scream Queen? Especially in the modern day now, because you see people like Jamie Lee and a lot of these other females from back in the day who had a lot of really great opportunities for these really wonderful and unique horror films, and modern day horror actresses don't really have that much anymore, these really iconic roles. And I think Emma Roberts has been the closest to kind of get there a little bit, so I'm kind of curious as to what you guys think about that. I mean, definitely let me know. I like Emma Roberts. Do I think she's reached that kind of peak of Scream Queen, famous? No, I don't think even close, but you don't really know until you ask people, so I'm kind of curious as to what your guys' opinions are. Definitely let me know. But the movie does look interesting, and like I said, the cast is really amazing, so it's something I definitely am interested in at least finding more out about what this movie is, man. I really do. You have here a lot of bonus trailers and story and casting, VFX, sound design, and music, and creating a unique world. Some special features, not a ton that's going to knock the door down, but some. And for $14.99, not a bad price. I got that. And then, guys, they also have over here the Blu-ray DVD combo pack of Depraved for $14.99. I'm actually really happy that we actually got to see this here in the store, because I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I was actually kind of interested to watch it because I had heard a lot about this movie. Now, this is an IFC Midnight title, and I believe released by Scream Factory. Yeah, okay. Now, it's basically an updated take on the Frankenstein sort of myth, and the idea of this guy who got killed, and suddenly this person wakes up sometime later and they're stitched together by different body parts, and they sort of have conflicting memories, and there's this guy who is trying to sort of teach this guy, bring him back into the world. And it's sort of like, Frankenstein's monster, Dr. Frankenstein, but it's kind of interesting because in the Frankenstein mythology, what's really interesting about it is that you know, you end with sort of the creature dying and the creator dying, and sort of it's sort of this tragedy, so to speak. With this, they actually go further than that. They actually go into what would happen if you put this Frankenstein's monster into society. You make him a human being. You do more experiments on him, social experiments, and what would that do to his psyche? You know, what would the conflicting memories of multiple personalities would be like? Very fascinating stuff, man. I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. I thought it was really interesting and really fascinating, and I have to say that this movie is directed by Larry Fessenden. Now, I wanted to bring up Larry Fessenden because he's a unique and interesting horror filmmaker. I don't love everything that he's done in the past. He's sort of touch and go for me. I like him as a personality. He's done a lot of cool little sort of horror cameos in different movies before. But, you know, I think he does some interesting and unique work, but I also really wanted to give him a lot of props because he has a production studio, I believe, called Glass Eye Pix. And what's really great about Glass Eye Pix is that it really ends up giving very interesting young and indie filmmakers a chance to make a very unique horror film that they might not get made on the studio level. And he's supported a lot of really great filmmakers in the past, people like Eli Roth, for instance, and many others. And I give him a lot of credit for really trying to do some really unique stuff within the horror genre. I can't say I always agree with him as a filmmaker a lot of times, but, you know, I enjoyed stuff like Wendigo was really cool, and there's that movie where there's this like killer fish in the water and they're trapped on the lake or something. That's not a bad one either. But I think this is honestly Larry Fessenden's best work, and I just give him credit just as a person who really props up these horror filmmakers and tries to do something unique within the genre, something that the studios do not want to do. So I really do appreciate him, you know, as a producer, filmmaker, somebody who really supports the horror genre in a big bad way. I really do appreciate that quite a bit. You also get here, wow, you get a lot of stuff. Audio commentary, making of, a bunch of featurettes, theatrical trailer. Wow, a lot of stuff, man. Actually, that's a really great, for only $14.99, it's a great price, guys. You definitely got to get up on this. That's really cool, man. Definitely get up on this one in a big bad way. Cool little interesting take on the Frankenstein myth. Very awesome stuff, guys. And I also wanted to say, just on a side note here, that all of those Marvel 4Ks, they're now back to being $34.99, guys. All of them are $34.99 again. All of them do. So they went back up in price, and now, as you can see, some of them sold some stuff, but now with their $34.99, they're going to sit here, guys. The same with Doctor Strange. The same with Maleficent is just sitting here as well. Big Hero 6. Aladdin is just sitting here. Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, they're not moving, guys. And for $34.99, I can't blame anybody for not paying that price. You know, when you can find it at a better price, maybe someplace else, why would you come here? It's not Best Buy's fault, it's Disney's fault, and they need to do better on this one, guys, for sure. They definitely need to. But other than that, guys, actually not bad variety this week. Not bad at all. All right, let's head out. I don't think Best Buy disappointed this week, guys. Do you? I mean, not as much as maybe I thought we might have seen. I would have liked to seen a couple more of the indie titles that I was hoping, because I know some of them do have a Blu-ray release, that I was hoping maybe we'd see it at Best Buy, but not exactly, guys. But I still thought there was some really interesting variety. That Depraved title, which I'm really glad we saw. I was surprised we didn't see that over at Walmart, but I'm really happy we got to see it here. It's kind of cool to talk about that title, some unique and interesting stuff that other stores don't have. And that Joker steelbook. Not bad at all, guys. Not bad indeed. Some cool exclusives, displays, variety of titles. You know, the norm when you do the out and about, guys. But this week has some good surprises and some unique and interesting selection to check out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's head home and finish the video. All right, everybody. that'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. The first of 2020. I'm back, baby. Yes, indeed, I am. And, very thankful to be back for sure, guys. I was a little rusty, but I definitely wanted to get back for sure, man. And, you know, I will have to say this. It was really nice to sort of have that week or two off to kind of relax and rest because, sometimes YouTube gets really stressful, man. Sometimes it really does. And I love doing YouTube, man. I love you guys 110%, and I love doing content, and I love all this, but at the end of the day, sometimes you really feel the pressure of things. And with me having a full-time job on top of a lot of personal responsibilities, sometimes it really weighs on me in a big bad way. And so anytime that I get to relax and rest and take a breather from things, it really is important to do that. Honestly, it really is. And in that time, I got to have a lot of quality time with my girlfriend and my mother, friends. I edited a bunch of videos, did some future planning for the channel, on top of just chilling out, man. And I really needed it in a big bad way. I really did. And I want to thank you guys as well, because you didn't flood the comment section asking me, oh, why aren't you doing a video this, or why aren't you doing a video that? You guys were genuinely understanding of the fact that, sometimes you just need to relax and, have a breather and just, take some time to yourself. So thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate that. And as far as this week, well, not only am I back, but there was a lot of really great physical media to check out this week. Displays, exclusives, unique titles, especially a lot of indie stuff, especially over at Walmart, man. A lot of really great stuff, man. So a lot of really great stuff to choose from this week for sure. And, as far as physical media is concerned, I wanted to take a moment to sort of talk about what my thoughts are for 2020 as far as physical media goes. Because, I was thinking about this. As far as 2019 was concerned, I heard from a lot of people how physical media is dying, how streaming is killing it, how the sales are down, how the stores are shrinking the sections of media and that they're going to go away. And, I look towards this year, 2020, and I say to myself, what are my thoughts of what I want physical media to be in 2020? And I want it to be front and center. I want it to be right in your face saying, here I am, I'm not going away, deal with me. It is what it is. That's what I want, guys. And it really is true. Because, everything that can be written about the death of physical media has been written. Let's not focus on that anymore. Let's focus on the rise of physical media. Let's focus on the stability of physical media, how it's still strong and still staying here, and then it's not going away. Let's try to focus on that. Because, there's something that happened recently that really makes me love the fact that physical media is still around. And that is, earlier this week, the beginning of 2020, there is a lot of movies and titles from Disney Plus that disappeared. They didn't warn their subscribers, their customers. They didn't send out an email or anything like that. A lot of those titles that were holiday titles or anything like that, those left. Where did they go? What happened? Well, they just vanished. They just disappeared. And a lot of the subscribers were confused. They were angered. They didn't quite know what to think. And Disney put out a statement saying, oh, well, it's a licensing thing and deal, and they'll be back eventually and whatnot. But if you guys remember, back in October and November of 2019, they ended up talking about how that they're going to keep all of the movies on Disney Plus, that they're not going to get rid of anything, how all of your wonderful Disney needs and your entertainment, nothing is going away. It's going to be on the subscription service for a lifetime, and you can enjoy it as long as you want. And now that's not true. Now that's not true at all, and even there's reports that are saying that basically, there's a lot more titles that may go as well. And I just find it kind of hilarious and kind of funny that I had a lot of people say how much streaming is great and how it's going to be the death of physical media, and then I see this happen with Disney Plus. And I kind of chuckle to myself thinking that that's why I love physical media. That's why I love it, because I own it. It's mine. No one is going to take it away from me, guys. Nobody is going to rip it from my hands or tell me that there's a service elsewhere that I have to subscribe to in order to get that content. No, I have it at home and I can watch it whenever I damn well please. I mean, even Disney Plus said, well, if you downloaded those movies that went away, you can still watch them as long as you're subscribed to the service. If you're not subscribed to the service, those downloads, poof, they go away, guys. But physical media and the copies, they stay with you. They don't die. That's the perfection of it, man. All you need is a player and the movie, and you're set, man. And that's why I love physical media. No one's going to be taking any of these titles away, guys. Not a damn second. And if somebody does take it away, it's going to be me because I decide to get rid of it. But I'm not getting rid of my titles anytime soon, so that's not going to happen. But I'm just saying, guys, honestly, I still love streaming. I still subscribe to Disney Plus. I watched The Mandalorian. I loved it, thought it was great. I'm going to keep Disney Plus around. I love Netflix, and I think I actually love Netflix a little bit more than Disney Plus because they have a lot of cool, interesting, original content and a lot of smaller titles, indie titles that Disney Plus and other services will never carry. So I tend to like Netflix a little bit better, but that being said, I think streaming and physical can go hand in hand, guys. But honestly, nothing, and I mean nothing, will ever beat physical. And I truly do mean that. You know, to me, I sort of see these streaming services taking stuff away, putting stuff on, confusing customers. And that's why I've always advocated for physical media, because it's with you. It's not leaving you. And you don't have to get a notification on your email account of how, oh, we're getting rid of this, or this, and we're adding this, and this. Like, you know that what you have on your shelves, that's what you have. So before you go ahead and say streaming is going to be the death of physical media, really think about that one, guys, because I'm telling you, it's not as easy as you might think, man. Because as much as streaming has been something that has really come into the forefront in the last few years, it's physical that still remains and hasn't died and won't die. Yeah, I love physical, guys. Sorry, it's never gonna change. Hope you guys get used to it. But yeah, I just wanted to comment on it, guys. I want 2020 to be the year that physical media is in focus, that we finally say that even though we have streaming, and even though the sales may not be there as they once were, that physical is here to stay, because it's a way to have the content that you want when you want it. I just love it. I'm never going to stop. I just wanted to say that, guys. But definitely give me your thoughts on that one for sure. And, well, I couldn't leave the video without telling you guys what I might have gotten in the mail. Yes, the first pickup for 2020. The first being a package from Shout Factory right here. Oh my god, guys. Okay, so this title, I was extremely excited when Shout Select ended up announcing this title, okay? I used to watch this in the VHS days when my mother and father had the VHS tapes and they would tape movies, and I loved it so much, man. This is such a really great comedy. Richard Pryor is so fantastic in this movie. And, I never thought I'd actually own it on Blu-ray, man. But I've always loved the movie, and when they announced it, it was something I had to grab to. So I got this in the mail here. I also got a package in the mail from Diabolic DVD, guys. Ooh, very happy to have this one. This is another Lucio Fulci title. Yeah. 2020 will be the hunt for more Fulci. And I cannot wait for the hunt. First Fulci of 2020, and I am damn glad to have it, man. This honestly has had other editions before, and I've never picked them up. And when this got announced, I was like, okay, I'm finally going to get this, and I cannot wait, man. It's another Fulci to add to the collection, and I'm damn glad to have it for sure. It's one of his more well-known ones, if that kind of gives you a little bit of a hint, guys. But I am damn glad to have this one. And last but certainly not least, I got something from Target. Yes. One of the best movies of 2019, guys. You guys might take a wild guess at what I picked up, but you guys will not get to find out exactly what I got until my Blu-ray pickup video, which will drop next month. It'll show off all of the titles that I got for the month of January, and 3 titles already. Pretty damn good start for the month, dare I say, man. And you know, there's a lot of really great content that is coming to the channel. Yes, the Blu-ray pickup video for January is going to be next month, but we will be having the November Blu-ray pickup video come up this weekend. More movie reviews that we're catching up on as well. So there is a lot of content that is coming to the channel. So definitely stay tuned to everything to keep up to date with all of the content that I am putting out, guys. But I hope you enjoyed this video, this wonderful out and about. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos I have done. Check out the Blu-ray pickup videos I do every single month. Check out the theatrical movie reviews I do with my friends, plus much more content, movie related content, and so much more on the channel. If you guys love movies and physical media, hit subscribe, become a part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my subscribers. You guys are absolutely awesome. And going into 2020 here, I hope the Film Fan Nation grows even stronger. I want you guys to be the best movie-loving community. I want us to really grow this thing to the great heights that I know it possibly can. And I can only do it with your help. So I really want to thank you guys so much for every single support you give me, the comments and everything. Absolutely amazing. I really do appreciate it in a big, bad way. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do it for sure, guys. And make sure you catch up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special videos and pictures I do from time to time on social media as well. Alright, guys. Wow, well, I'm back. Damn glad to be back. Hope you guys are happy. And I will see you back next week for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody, and happy hunting.